Welcome to Colorful Journeys of Success. Listen to and watch our fascinating guests as they share colorful stories of success and how they help inspire. Now, here's Claire, the color wheeling lady and our host.
Welcome to Colorful Journey of Success. So glad that you joined us because we have an of course, it's all about success, and this is what we want to be, right? And tonight I have a delightful guest. She and I have been friends for a long time, but she's smart, she's beautiful, and she's very successful. She's a successful author. Her name is Linnea Hagen. Linnea, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yay!
I love hanging out with you.
Well, tonight we're going to talk about what? Prioritizing goals. How to be a prioritized, successful achiever. So, before we really get into the topic, share with the guests, the listeners, what your actual title is. You have so many, other than author, and you have so many other titles.
Well, I am an organizational development consultant.
I love it.
And my areas of expertise are on advanced leadership skills to help create inspiring workplaces, organizations and communities that inspire the soul. And so leadership, of course, is a huge piece of that. And then the other piece that I work with my clients is in developing strategies. These are strategies to have a successful business or a career. And of course, you know, as you say, I'm an author. My first book was a bestseller, and I just released a second book that we'll talk about a little bit later. And I'm a speaker, and I lead retreats. There's a lot of stuff that I do.
I know. That's why I thought, well, I'll just turn it over to you when you can give the titles. I couldn't keep track of them all. That's what happens with talented, smart ladies. Right, people, I should say, people.
People that have been around and done a lot of things for a long time.
Yeah,
I think that's what happens.
Well, I'm very impressed with you.
Thank
and
you.
We have a lot to share with the listeners and our viewers. So let's get right into it.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's see. We have, actually, in a sense, it's kind of interesting. We have two systems here of successfully prioritizing your achievements, your goals.
Exactly.
So why don't you go ahead? I'm going to let you just start.
Oh, prioritization is a huge thing. In fact, I'm in the midst of writing an article talking about the mastery of focus. And if we can master focus, we will move forward with great speed and great more accuracy and efficiency and effectiveness. But there's a lot of stuff that gets in our way. And prioritization is a huge piece of helping us keep our focus. Yeah. And I don't know if you want me to show the book, but I just released a book. It talks about some of the things that get in our way. And the work that I do, I work very holistically with my clients. Not only do I work on their strategies, but I work on what maybe will be either feeding them or bleeding them to help them be more successful, and work on their values and on also develop their leadership qualities. And it's all these areas that really have to be addressed in order to understand what our priorities need to be. But oftentimes we let a lot of things bleed us away from the path that we're really meant to be on.
Yes, yes, I believe that. Excuse me. When I created the color wheeling program, I thought, well, okay, first step in this whole process is to visualize, but all of the different goals and all of the ideas that you have, you can't accomplish them all. So within a 6-month period of time, I came up with an acronym.
Good.
Awards. AWARDS, and it's very important, it's very specific, and there's a form, and it takes those creative ideas and then crunches them right into this form, awards. And there's a place for every single goal if you can achieve it. And then you have to do a lot of throwing out because it's absolutely impossible to accomplish everything that you want.
Well, it's really true. And what happens is that we oftentimes don't do the amount of editing we need to do in all areas of our life. And if we're trying to juggle so many different things, then our priorities fall apart. So one thing that I work with my clients is for them to edit and to kind of shear away and clean away what isn't part of what they need anymore for the journey forward. Because it's either going, like I said, it's either going to feed you or it's going to bleed you.
Yes.
Give you fuel or be like rocks in your pocket, you know, trying to move ahead.
And what about the multitasking? Do you help them with multitasking?
Actually, that's a really interesting thing. I don't help them with multitasking, and I'll tell you why. Because studies have shown that multitasking is actually counterproductive. It's much more effective to block out time, actually do chunks of time to focus on certain things. Give yourself some time then to maybe take a breather and then focus on something else. And what happens, especially as people get a little more involved in different areas of life, or maybe they're leading their own team or they have their own business, is that they have an open door policy. They let a lot of things interfere with them, and they find they can't prioritize because they're letting all these interferences to pull them away from what they need to do. And so multitasking is not something that really works very well. And every time you interrupt your time to try to do something else or pay attention to a conversation someone has just walked in your door with, then you have to do a lot of backstepping to where you were before you took that step forward to get involved in that piece of time, that conversation or whatever it was. And so it's much more effective just to block out your time, focus on one thing, move that over here, now pull out the next thing and move that over here.
Well, I agree and I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I love the idea of excuse me, mapping.
Mapping is huge. Yes.
To the beginning of the day, I have this, and this, and this, and if I don't organize my map, in a sense, my time map, in a way that I can actually work towards maybe 3 of my goals. Because I may have to run an errand, or I may have to pick this up, or go to this meeting, or whatever. So mapping, in a sense, is a form of multitasking. Kind of. You might, it's a little bit different, but I see it.
Mapping is a really good term. Because mapping, when I think of multitasking, I think of people trying to answer the phone and do this and do that, and juggle a lot of things at once, and it really doesn't work very well. But mapping is great. Especially if you can focus on 4 different areas. Every day we need time for exercise. We need some solo time just to be quiet and work alone. We need time for social. We need time for productivity. So when you're having your productivity time, keep that as your productivity time and work for 90 minutes. Our brain can only focus for about 90 minutes at a time. Take a 5-minute break, work for another 90 minutes, and then you can multitask that way, and that way get everything done more quickly.
So you've mapped your brain, your thoughts.
Gets back to the whole thing about prioritization, because we need to come down to the essence of what it is that we're trying to do and why. And when we get to that level, and we also, I work with many of my clients kind of on their purpose. What is your purpose here on earth? And when we get that and we work on our passions and those things that really give us juice and really make us come alive, then we're going to find out that things kind of prioritize themselves, because those are the things that really matter.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the key words that I asked you to send, and you came up with purpose, dream, vision, mission, strategies, actions, plan, environments, and inspiration.
Yes.
So, if you were going to try and scrunch that together, how would you, in terms of prioritizing even those key words, what would be the 3 priority?
Number 1 is purpose.
Okay.
Number 2 would be dream.
Okay.
Number 3 would be vision. When we get those in place, then other things start to line up behind those.
Right.
And there's a great movement that's taking place even within corporations right now to help people discover their purpose and create a dream for themselves. I believe we're hungry to be inspired.
How many times have people said, what are you on this earth for? What is your purpose? How many people could really answer that question?
It takes a lot of work. It really does, and there's a tendency to just kind of repeat back maybe something you've learned in church or something, but there's at some level there's something that is really, really special and deep within you that is tied to that. And usually, and purpose usually has, not usually, purpose has to do with service. How are we meant to be serving while we're here?
And so your mission statement and purpose, are they the same?
No.
Okay.
No. No. Part of the mission is kind of a smaller purpose. I'll tell you what my purpose is. My purpose is to help create a more loving and sustainable world, more loving and sustainable planet. But my mission is through that to honor the greatness that exists in the people around me and help them live up to that.
Okay.
So that they can fully live out what they're here to do as well.
Give me your prioritize quickly, one word, the most important word.
Oh, one most important word for prioritization?
Yes.
I can't do it in one word. Okay. I can do purpose.
Purpose, okay.
Yeah, I can do purpose.
Yeah.
You know, I do one system with my clients. I'm a certified dream coach as well as a certified higher ground leadership coach. And both of those are focused on really helping people be really clear of what their gifts are and their passions and how they can live that out.
Wow. It's so much to think about. And I know that in the next segment we're going to expand a little bit more.
Good.
But I think that we've covered a lot in terms of in general. There's some techniques in the next segment I'd like to make sure that we mention, because I think we've just talked more in general now, but then how to. That's what we want to really talk about.
We could do a whole series on this.
That's true.
It would be fun.
Well, I think we are.
I think
we
so.
are. It's all about color, right? It's all about color. So, Linnea, thank you so much. And we've got, isn't this fun?
It is fun. Yeah. Let's do it some more.
Let's do a movie.
Okay.
And I know you have your book, and you want to hold your book up?
I will hold up my book. And the name of my book is Stuckness, 140 Insights and Tips to get unstuck, get going, and get what you want. And if somebody wants to send me an email or go on my website,
well, they can get
abundancecoaching.net.
Okay.
They can order it through there, and there'll be links there for free.
Good. Sounds good.
Nothing like free.
Yes. Absolutely. And you notice that there's a lot of color up here. We live in a world of color, right?
Absolutely.
So, what can I say? It's very confusing if somebody were to ask, what's your favorite color? How could you answer that? I know I'm going way off.
Purple. Purple or red? Is that a serious question?
No,
Purple or red?
No, I was just thinking I get so into color. So,
yeah.
But thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining Colorful Journey of Success, because it has been just, I love this topic, and I love this woman. She's just wonderful. If you have an idea, please let me know. Love to talk to you. Claire Mullen, Colorful Journey of Success. And this is a journey. We are all on a journey. Absolutely.